our favorite parts of living on Delmarva. I'm going to speak for you for a second
Go
here.
for it.
Because there's a lot we love, but I think one thing we agree on is the incredible history in the area.
There's so much.
And I feel like every week or so I'm just learning how cool this place is and was.
Well, and I think maritime history specifically it tends to be extra fascinating. Like, there's a reason everybody loves pirates. There's a reason everybody, like, it just, there's something really cool about sailing history.
Exactly, because not every other state in our country gets to experience it.
It's true.
It's just us, well, and the rest of the states on the coast.
The whole East Coast.
But you know, we
mostly
claim that. Exactly. So I know you guys are history buffs as well. A lot of cool history people on the coast. So this is something really cool that's coming to the Cannonball House in Lewes. There's a new exhibit. It's called The Wireless. And this is, well, one of those things that just goes, you need someone to explain it to you.
Yes.
So I'm not going to try. We're going to have the experts explain to you what this, we got to go to the Cannonball House. So just watch this together and they're going to explain what this did back in the day.
This is our 1906 wireless station. We had a station at Cape Henlopen. One of our volunteers, Bill Manthorpe, wrote about it, which inspired one of our other volunteers, Dick Tormet, to essentially recreate it.
So yeah, I read this article by Bill Manthorpe, and it just struck a chord with me. It was something that very similar to what I've been into before. And I approached the Historical Society and asked them if they'd be interested in an exhibit using these components. And these cannot be bought on the antique market or anything. There weren't that many made. But so they gave me the go-ahead, and then little by little I started building all the pieces you see here, except for the frame for the capacitor bank. We have a very skilled carpenter built that. But other than that, I built all these pieces here.
So this is really the first time that you are able to transmit from shore to ships, which is one of its main applications. The Navy is really interested in this because obviously they see the value in being able to communicate to ships, figure out battle plans and strategize.
This over here is the section on life in Lewes in 1906 and a little bit about why the station opened. A lot of the artifacts on this wall are based off of 1906 or things that they had at the station. So down here, this is a telegraph key that was used at the station around 1940. So this station was open for a very long time. This was used throughout the war. It's a J38 telegraph key. I want people to see how far we've come from the past, learn about different people, what they were doing back then, what was the Navy doing back then? Why was the Navy here? What were women in town like Susan up to? That kind of thing. I want people to be able to maybe see themselves a little bit in the history. We
have something called the Audion detector. It's an invention of Dr. Lee DeForest. He patented it in 1909, and that is the world's first triode vacuum tube, the first amplifying vacuum tube. And that just changed the entire industry. That led to the development of radio, television. Computers were, initial computers used vacuum tubes. And so we are really fortunate to have an example of that device.
Yeah, I think we have such a rich history in this area that spans so many different time periods and events. Here at the Cannonball House, we talk about the War of 1812, we talk about the long history of pilots. Now we're talking about 1906 and the wireless. So I think there's just so much to dig into in such a small town that people aren't really aware of. A lot of people, even in Lewes, don't necessarily know about all we're doing, so we're glad that we get a chance to promote more opportunities like this and spread the history of the town to the town and anyone else willing to come visit.
So in 1906, people were still going around horse and buggy, right? And we had electricity, we had phones, but there were no major appliances, there were no refrigerators yet. And so here we are, in that period, and yet the Navy had a state-of-the-art wireless telegraphy station on Cape Henlopen. Just a real contrast, and just we thought it was really interesting.
You can come see this May 17th from 5 to 8. We'll have our grand opening of the wireless station with free admission at the Cannonball House. We'll also be open with free admission May 18th, our Maritime Day. That'll be 10 to 3 o'clock, and we'll have the Sussex Amateur Radio Club here as well, so come out and see them.
And I promise you it's even cooler in person.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. And everyone there is so knowledgeable. They were so nice. And like I said, I'm not a history understander. I like history.
There's a lot, yeah, if you're not familiar with like the old technology, which like
Right.
I never am either, so I'm like, fascinating.
Yes.
But I don't really understand how it works.
Exactly. So they do a great job of breaking it down. And so don't forget, you can go tomorrow. I know that they mentioned that in what you just watched, but you can go tomorrow to check this out. And it kind of kicks off a lot of things for Maritime Day.
That's right.
Yeah, so don't forget, all the Lewes fun activities with Maritime Day are happening this weekend as well. So make your plans to do that. There's like this much CoastLife left, Leah.
Just a little
Man, I hate when that happens.
I know.
All right,
I
but
know.
we'll be right back with a little more for you.